Alright guys, last time it was the Iron Nick, this time it is the Isochain, another ridiculously expensive fad product for the fitness industry. You know, if you post any kind of fitness thing on like Instagram or Facebook or whatever, then you've probably been targeted by these advertisements for this product. And guys, I don't think this one's as dumb as the Iron Nick. But it is more expensive, and I don't think it's really useful. I mean, at first I was like, okay, you got a platform, you got a chain, you get a handle. This must be about $80, right? Nah, $500, dude. Or $4.99 if that sounds any better. Ugh. It does come with a, fairly sophisticated force gauge, which I guess could be making it worth a few more hundred. But I don't know, man. 500? Come on. Get real. You don't need this stuff, guys. Especially if you're wanting to train a static isometric exercise. I mean, I've done isometric kind of deadlift exercises before. Using the same concept basically, standing on a platform, pressing and pulling against it in a way where it's immovable. And I'm just kind of, trying as hard as I can. And of course, I won't move. It's like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. And I did that for free, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't take really anything. I just used a few things I had around the house to make that possible. And I get it, like, oh yeah, it has like a force gauge and it has like, audible tones where it can tell you if you've reached like a certain, amount of force or whatever and all this, but in my opinion, I don't think isometrics need to be gauged. I mean, if you want to measure, the force you're delivering, if you want to measure your progress, that's what weights are for. You know what I mean? In my opinion, the strength of isometric exercises is that they can really, strengthen your nervous system. And I think, if you're trying really freaking hard, that's good enough. You don't really need to measure that. That's the subjective experience. It's effort. You know what I mean? Is subjective. I don't need a little gauge to tell me, oh, I put like 300 pounds of force into the platform or whatever the hell, or the chain rather. If I'm struggling, my freaking blood pressure's skyrocketing, you know what I mean? I got veins popping out of my eyes. That's good enough for me, you know what I mean? And I get it, like maybe if you want to specialize in this kind of isometric lift or something for some reason, then cool, go ahead and drop 500 on it and do that the rest of your life. It's a healthy activity, it's a relatively safe activity, like if your muscles aren't lengthening under load, there's a very, very slim chance you're going to injure yourself. I mean, it's safe, it's kind of cool, but I don't think you're going to gain any muscle. If that's one of your goals, I don't think you're really going to gain any, uh, I don't know, dynamic strength, which for the hips. Alright, sorry guys, the audio got a little messed up, but the point I was trying to get across is, for your legs, for sports and everyday life, you need multi-directional functionality and strength, rotational strength, stuff like this, strength to, propel yourself in a direction, walking or running, whatever, driving against something. So this up and down motion, or really not even a motion, right? Because you're not moving. It's not going to really be that transferable to or practical for most sports and most everyday activities. um, Even if you're a strength athlete, like you're a deadlifter, for instance, or a power lifter, right? Are you really gonna get that much out of this tool? Because what are you doing in a meet? Aren't you lifting a barbell off the ground and, standing upright? You should probably just practice that, more often than anything. Um, Maybe there is some meet out there where, using this tool is going to be a event, but, if not, then I don't really get the point. I mean, even strength athletes like Brian Shaw, for instance, he uses isometric deadlifts, semi-frequently, but what he does is he uses the damn safety bars of his rack and just pulls the bar against that, you know? So I don't even think this tool would be good for him to use, because, again, he's maybe doing this like once a month, I imagine, and, just doing it to kind of overload the nervous system. I don't get it. All right, another point, is like, if you follow me and you're still listening to this, you'll see that I use a lot of static isometric exercises, but these are mostly for my upper body. And if you think about, like, everyday life, or at least what I do in my life every day, how do I use my upper body? I'll carry things, I'll hold things, which I'm not moving my arms, I'm just grasping something or squeezing something, to my body and then walking with it, that kind of thing. That's what I'm doing in everyday life. And in sport, like martial arts, for instance, I'm not really using my arms dynamically, at least in a way where I'm like using a, really heavy muscle contraction throughout the whole range of motion. If I'm punching, for instance, I'm using my hips and my legs and like rotational force in my back and shoulders and stuff to deliver that blow, and my arm is gonna be loose. I'm like a whip until the point of impact where I need to contract it and make it like a durable weapon. Which is why I do a lot of straight arm or slightly bent arm isometrics, and I do like 90-degree or like 120 degrees, somewhere around there, isometrics as well. If you think about like a hook punch, you gotta, be strong here, straight punch, strong here, so that's what I care about. And, I do a lot of squeezes and stuff too. I'll squeeze like a Swiss ball or like my punching bag or something, or I'll do a lot of these like what I call gooseneck holds, where I'm like this, arm really bent, and all that's for like grappling. Where if I was to throw somebody, for instance, I've got to like hold on to them, squeeze onto them, but my arms aren't really moving. My hips and my legs are doing the throw, right? If I'm choking somebody out or something, like it's really my back that's doing the work. Retracting my scapula, and this is just kind of there, and static. It is squeezing, but this is not really a range of motion. Anyway, just something to think about. How do you use your body? Think about that. Think about that when you're selecting exercises, when you're, selecting equipment to purchase. And if you can't really think of at least 2 or 3 good reasons to do that exercise or to buy that piece of equipment, don't buy it. Unless you just have a ton of money to spend and you like collecting gem stuff. Otherwise, fuck it. Anyway, peace, y'all.